Welcome to the Rink Report presented by Ohio Credit Union. Dylan Tyrer here with you ahead of today's game between the Blue Jackets and Chicago Blackhawks presented by New Amsterdam Vodka. Final Blue Jackets action of 2022, and they're back here at Nationwide Arena after spending a lot of time on the road recently. 6 out of their last 7 games away from Columbus, so an important one here today. They want to send things out the right way with a victory to end 2022. For more on this matchup between the Blue Jackets and the Blackhawks, we'll throw it over to Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley.
Well, there's nothing like a New Year's Eve day game, is there, Jody?
It's great. I mean, it's New Year's Eve, first of all, but you're right. It's still daylight outside. The Jackets are in the building ready to go. And, hey, it'll still be light out when this one's over.
That's right. The Blue Jackets are having a problem lighting the lamp here in the last couple of games. The scoring has been down, but if you're not scoring a lot of goals, you can't give up very many goals. And Jonas Korpisalo, the way he's been playing in net, he's been making sure that the Blue Jackets are in every game.
Yeah, it's been pretty impressive what he's done. You know, he's a big guy. He battled through last year, anxious to get going this year. He has dealt with some pauses due to injury, but when he's in the net, he's played extremely well and giving his team a chance to win, and that's all he can do. You're right. The players in front of him know that. They want to score goals. They want to hear the cannon fired here today at Nationwide Arena, so look for that to happen.
These two teams played each other just 8 days ago in Chicago. The Blue Jackets lost that game, and they still have a sour taste in their mouth about that loss.
Well, they should. I mean, they didn't play much of an effort for that game in Chicago. You know, it was the last game before the break. They looked a little flat. They thought that they made too many mistakes and gave Chicago a chance to get things going in their own building. So I would expect a much different game here today from the Columbus Blue Jackets.
And a little bit of an opportunity today. Kirill Marchenko, he's a rookie, only has 11 NHL games under his belt, but it looks like he'll get a chance to play a little bit with Johnny Gaudreau.
Well, good for him. You know, there's a couple things that stood out last game in Long Island from Marchenko. He's getting in on the forecheck, and I think that line, when you're going to play with Johnny Gaudreau and Kent Johnson, you need to understand that you got to bring some of that, and he's got some good speed, a little less hesitation in his game, and so if he can find that simplified role for him on that line, plus use his skill in the offensive zone, that could be a dynamic play for the Blue Jackets.
All right, that's the way we see it. Happy New Year. Dylan, back to you.
Thanks again to Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley, and a big opportunity for a rookie winger today. Kirill Marchenko is going to play alongside Johnny Gaudreau on the Blue Jackets' first line, and this morning, head coach Brad Larson talked about that decision.
Well, in the last game, he was a bright spot for me. I thought he was pretty solid. So, you know, that could change real quick. He'll get a look there, and we'll go from there.
Now, the Chicago Blackhawks, they're struggling coming into this game against the Blue Jackets off of back-to-back losses. They're also in last place in the Central Division, but that was to be expected for the Hawks this season. They're a rebuilding team, and with that in mind, there's lots of speculation about what could happen with their two stars, Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews, and those guys, they're leading the way for Chicago this season. Patrick Kane, best on the team with 26 points, 6 goals and 20 assists. Jonathan Toews, he's tied for the team lead with 11 goals. Another storyline to watch in this one, former Blue Jackets coming back to Nationwide Arena for the very first time. Max Domi and Seth Jones with Chicago back here in Columbus. So a very exciting matchup here today between the Blue Jackets and the Blackhawks. It's New Year's Eve presented by New Amsterdam Vodka. That'll do it for the Rink Report presented by Ohio Credit Union. For Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley, I'm Dylan Tyrer saying Happy New Year and enjoy the game.